Oh dear lord. There's a Henny Harold sighting. And to what do we owe the pleasure, good sir? David Attenborough? Oh, hold on. Ah, the elusive Henny Harold. The chatter who previously was always talking about his proctology visits, who recently has seemed to have gone missing except for the weekends. I pronounced weekend that way just for you, Harold.
We'll do it live! Fuck it. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live! Thing sucks!
Minus_games asked me should Grumpy Dad Golf man up and buy Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green for Switch instead of being a broke-ass Mempha, and what starter should he choose? Ah yes, the streamer's financial woes are a fascinating aspect of this digital ecosystem. Should they splurge on Pokemon Fire Red or Leaf Green? Undoubtedly. And for a starter, Bulbasaur, of course, a creature of impeccable taste and understated power, much like the streamer.
Nope, always go with Charmander. Always 100% never played the game and not use Charmander. Famicom disk system bias image is missing. They said Charmander. I didn't realize that was up so loud. Yeah, always Charmander. What does Billy Mitchell have to do with Charmander? Seriously, retro achievements, you're not. Game cannot be identified. Hold on, we're gonna keep searching till we find the right ROM. Jedi. You know, Johnny, I send little Forrest to school every morning. He gets on that school bus. He's smart, Johnny. Bear Bryant? I don't know who that is. God, why can't I find this wrong? Man, I'm trying to get the ROM to load for Lost Levels and it doesn't work. Because it keeps telling me the bias image is missing. Well, according to my old boss, FF is fuckface. And that was his nickname for me. Alright, let me try BizHawk and see if that pulls it up, and if not, I'm gonna have to find a bias file for the game. No. Now, when you say 1 through 6 Robot Masters, you mean just straight up beat all 6 games straight? Because I don't have time for that tonight, but I'm definitely into that idea. How do you do that? Okay, so this system... This is saying the Retro Achievements login is bad. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Is there a special ROM hack or something that lets that happen? Alright. Okay, yeah, alright, I got it. So you have to play through the stages, but then after you beat the stages and the Robot Masters, you switch. It's not like a boss rush. I think I get it now. You see, it's not identifying the game, which is kind of really making this difficult on me. Because if the game's not going to load for retro achievements, Roses of May is the actual name for the song. Just keeps saying the bias, that this system bias is missing. Like, I don't understand this. Maybe I have to put the bias disks ROM thing in the same folder? And that's the only thing I can think of. Must we? Okay, so now it's working, but Retro Achievements is not recognizing the game. So now I gotta figure this part out. I think I found the right one downloading now.
Her heart underneath cries quietly.
Come on, it's gonna take like 6 years to download the ROM now, really?
This part of me, I choose not to see.
I looked away from the chat for too long to even want to know what the hell you guys are talking about, so I'm just gonna keep going back to trying to get this to download.
How much much blood must stay. This warrior's blade. War leaves its trail in moonlight so pale. Its shadows they flow in rivers and rivers. So put on my mask, I'll go where they ask, so I might once again see the roses of May, staining my soul and stinging
I don't think
my
retro art
eyes.
is doing this.
Red on my hands, wash away,
Let's try
wash
again.
away. Nowhere to run from what I have done. I'm no longer a rose of May.
Oh, it wants me to make a patch.
Before you
Okay, I see.
far from myself, I fly into the perilous sky.
Okay. I think I get this now. So I gotta load the ROM and then apply this patch, and then it'll do the retro achievements.
Fall and courage rise. Leave all your tears behind you, far from where innocence lies.
Kind of wish I would have did this during the day. Hey, good evening, Kelly. How you doing? Did you put your glasses back on?
Henny Harold asked me, why do men wake up with an erection sometimes? Oh yes, the morning wood. It's a fascinating, albeit crude, reminder of our private age. A biological quirk, if you will, that ensures the survival of the species, or just makes for an awkward shuffle to the moon.
I don't know what the hell this retro achievements wants me to do. It says this is the supported game file. I got the supported game file. It's driving me nuts. Oh, alright, that ended. We'll put this back. I'm gonna spend more time trying to figure this out and get it to work than and like it tells you like what it is, but it doesn't let you download.
Wash away, nowhere to run from what I have done. I'm no longer a rose of May. Storm clouds are creeping closer. Danger is drawing near. Why am I not protecting all that I once held dear?
Yeah, I mean like oh, okay. I think I see what the problem is. I think I patched the wrong ROM. Super Mario Bros. 2.fts. So it's not the lost levels that I want. Super Mario Bros. 2 Japan. Okay, so I want to patch this one.
My roses of May.
And it says there's nothing in it, even though there's very clearly a file in it. Oh, this just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? Don't make me hurt you. I think it's looking for... Is this load as a game? It does not load. Okay, that pulled up in Spanish, so I have no idea. Okay, now this downloads. It's the same thing it already was. Let's try this again. Alright, now we gotta find the ROM to apply it to. Which should be Super Mario Bros. 2 1986. Super Mario Bros. 2 1986. Nintendo.yes. This is ridiculously complicated. Yeah, she's got the flu, and I gotta be up early with the kids tomorrow, so I don't have time to do a 1 through 6 race today, but tomorrow or Sunday I'm down. That was Lindblom, yes. Second time because, you know, heaven forbid things just work. Super Mario Bros. 2. Yeah, like it's not. Shit's driving me nuts. The game's not being recognized is the problem. Or the then if you run a disk system ROM, you know what? I might need a new core. Right? That could be part of the problem. Because I've got Famicom cores, but I need a Famicom disk system core. Like they have one specifically for that.
Vi komma från pepparkakeland och vägen vi vandrat tillsammans hand i hand. Så bruna vi är alla tre. Korinter till ögon och hattarna på sned.
I'm probably gonna give up.
Death.
I think we just play regular Mario 1 instead for achievements and then come back to Mario 2 when I can figure this out. What do you guys prefer, Mario 1 or Mario 2 USA? I'm pretty sure I have both. That was not one of the options. Fine, fine, fine. Should play bases loaded. Can somebody change the game, please? I'm gonna skip to the best one. Well, actually, I am. I'm in a garage by myself, but close enough. Alright. You guys win. It's Battletoads achievements. Yes, Harold, peer pressure is real. If it weren't, your mother never would have had you. Oh, that was too mean.
Last thing that Neil remembers is
Oh,
playing
Neil.
a game of Zelda when he whipped out his member and he masturbated the fairy in the game because she was kind of hot, and then he asphyxiated himself with a Nintendo game controller, and that somehow transported him into the game.
Last thing that Neil remembers. Thank you for the 5-pack brew. I really appreciate that. So this is Battletoads. That wasn't too mean for Harold? Okay, well then I don't feel bad. I do want to do Mario 2, but we'll get around to that. Well, I appreciate it, good sir. So, Dog 1 is open. Marty, Blaze, and Beza, nice. Trace Faye, nice.
Grumpy Dad! Hi, my name's Grumpy Dad, and I'm grumpy.
And Mr. Pissy Pants, matching the 5-pack. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Grumpy Dad! Hi, my name's Grumpy Dad, and I'm grumpy.
Apparently that one's going one by one for some reason.
Grumpy Dad! Hi, my name's Grumpy Dad, and I'm grumpy.
You glitched Twitch.
Grumpy
The
Dad!
game with the
Hi,
most
my name's
lives.
Grumpy Dad, and I'm grumpy.
Oh, I gotta pull up Battletoads so I know what I'm doing.
The last thing that Neil remembers
Oh, now it
is
gives you the
playing a
5-pack
game of
message.
Zelda when he
Okay.
whipped out his
You got
member
double
and he
alerts.
masturbated the fairy in the game because she was kind of hot, and then he asphyxiated himself with a Nintendo game controller, and that somehow transported him into the game. The last
You know you love it, Harold. That was an alert recommendation by Victus. Is this... Did the game even start? What is happening now? Oh, apparently the game somehow started without my realizing. It's been so long since I speedran, I couldn't remember what my reset key was. Taco John's? I've never heard of that. Is it a Midwestern chain or a local restaurant? Wait, so Kelly, I have to ask. When you were typing the Michael J. Fox story earlier, did you not have your glasses on? Is that why there were so many empty spaces, crazy spellings, and periods? Because I had a lot of trouble following that. I can't use save states if I want to master the achievements in the game, but we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't say watching slot machine content on YouTube is cheating. I think that's just watching slot machine content on YouTube. Oh, you okay? Instead of doing the spoiler thing on Discord, because I think there's a button combo you can use for that that makes it so you have to click the next part of the content. Yeah, it's like you have to put it in arrows or something or other. I don't know. Wait, what's a bad bet? Oh, the name of the person, Bad Bet Adam. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. That's crazy that they make so much money doing that stuff. Alright, Ragnarok's Canyon. Which I believe was the trophy achievement thing for beating level 1, so... I will revert to paying attention to what I'm doing, and we will go from there. Oh, I get, okay. Subscribers on YouTube? Wow, that's nuts. 3 hours between? I'd probably do the same thing if you're able to go to a casino and kill time. Are we allowed to promote gambling of any sort on Twitch? Because we could always find an online Steam money-free poker game for community game night. And there's tons of free card games out there. I would have a lot of trouble sitting to play poker for that exact reason. What's up, Doc? Do you guys know how many games are that I've played like first time playthrough on stream that I would never play by myself because I don't have the patience. Poker's not a slot, a roulette, or a dice game. Could probably play Uno too. Wait, where? How did I magically get a sword? I only game overed once. I spent most of the time trying to get Mario 2 to work before I gave up and came back to this. Oh, okay, I see the health bar. It's underneath the score. I've never heard of Euchre? Is that how you pronounce it? Euchre. Okay. How do you play? Card game? What do the flies do? Does it just add to your score? Or? You know, I used to play Gin Rummy a lot with my mother and my sister. I like that game. God damn, man. Is there like a Steam Rummy game that you could play with people online? Because that would be fun. How am I just like randomly turning into a ball of frog and hitting him? I'm not really sure how I'm doing that. What's up, Seattle? So far I'm getting my ass kicked. Pretty bad. Beyond bad. I spent a lot of time in Rochester and Buffalo, but I never went into like any of the casinos out there, so I never really heard of it. Did that friggin' bird just cut my rope? I've never been to Atlantic City. I'm not a gambler, so it never seemed worth it to make the long trek out there for me. Hell, I didn't even like driving to Mohegan, and I lived in Connecticut. What's the other one? Foxwoods? Foxborough? No, Foxborough's where the Patriots play. Okay, yeah, I had it right the first time then. The new ones that I see a lot of popping up around the country now are the Rivers casinos. They're in Chicago. They opened one in the Capital District in New York. They're in, I think they're in Iowa. Like I've seen a lot of them pop up. Yeah, most of my retirement 401k is in bonds and S&P 500 for the same reason. Seattle, I don't like to gamble. I mean, S&P is a gamble, but that's generally year after year. It's going to be up at least a little bit. What's up, Blind Spot? I do not like this level. I'm not thrilled with the mechanic of, like, swinging around on a wire. Is that what it's on now? Resident Evil 9? Is Tampa Bay Downs thoroughbred or trotters? I don't know how to do the wrecking ball attack. It just happens by accident. Oh, okay. That makes life easier. Well, as you can imagine, there's plenty of thoroughbred racing in Kentucky, but very few of it is tied to casinos. I'll tell you what, Pissy Pants, if you ever decide to go to the Derby, let me know. We'll see if we can get some infield tickets. I'd like to go once in my life. I wouldn't want to go multiple times because it's expensive, but I would like to go once. You're gonna have to specify. You went to Belmont Race Park, or you went to the Belmont Stakes? And no, it's not bring your own beer anymore. The state doesn't allow that, nor does the New York Racing Association. Oh, that was a pit. Okay, well. Why is it starting over? Is there a limited amount of times I can continue? I did not know that. Can't we just play Mario now? I have a dash attack? God damn it. I forgot. Yeah, so I had been going to the track in Saratoga with my dad since I was 5. We'd go in August every year for vacation because that's when he would take off for work. And we'd just hang out, and as we got older, it started becoming a routine where we'd get up early, play 18 holes, go to the track, go play 9 more holes, get dinner, go to bed, and then do the same thing the next day. Tuesdays, you could always sleep in. Because that was the day the track was dark. Now I think Saratoga's dark Monday and Tuesday during the season. If not Tuesday, Wednesday, but it's 2 days now. I've actually got a cement Ron Turcotte Secretariat statue in my front yard, in my garden. They have that in Saratoga with the harness track, the trotters. But you can bet and simulcast on the regular track while you're there. A lot of people do that now. They'll just go to the harness track casino and then watch the thoroughbreds on TV. Yeah, because of the way it runs through. I think that people like to do it at the harness track in Saratoga just because it's also a casino. Like you were saying, it gives them something else to do. Kind of hard not to love a name like Dink Dangler. Super Battle Golf is tomorrow night. That'll be community game night. I don't know, I've never tried playing that game. Mr. Battletoad, why are you not turning into a wrecking ball? Oh, that's right, yeah. I was thinking like 8 o'clock, but depends on when everybody's who wants to play is ready to start. Can always push it later. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Do you have any siblings that have kids? Maybe one of them can make her a granny? Alright, we're making some progress on Battletoads, so I'm going to quit before I destroy my controller, and we're going to play Mario 1 for achievements. First thing we're going to do is just run through the game, and then I kind of want to play Yoshi Cookie. Oh, well, that's okay. Well, if you're almost 40 and she's 15 years older than you, I'm guessing there's not that good a chance that your younger brother's going to be giving your mom some grandkids. But that's just my math. Sometimes nature will throw you a curveball. Okay, Yoshi Cookie has achievements. So we're going to play Yoshi's Cookie. Man, I've been walking way too much this week. My foot is killing me. Oh, happy early birthday. Hopefully we can say happy birthday Monday. Alright, time for cookies. There's 43 possible achievements for this game. You're all good, Slayer. I changed it. It gets weird sometimes with the apostrophes. I remember my dad buying me this game when I was like 6 years old or 7, playing with my brother. This and the other NES Yoshi game. I do like the opening cutscene, it's funny. Alright, what music type do we want? A? B? I'm not gonna play in silence. I'm not playing in silent, so if you want it off, you gotta pick a different soundtrack to listen to. I prefer B, but... Two votes for B. I talk to you even with the music going. See how many achievements we can get in one night. And if I can remember the controls. There we go. Oh, look at that. We're off to a good start. We already got one. Whoops. That was a mistake. Kinda. Yeah, but I've only got like 20-30 minutes left before I have to go to bed. Remember, Mrs. Grumpy's got the flu, and these two little ones are up at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, so I gotta be up and ready to go. But he doesn't get up with them. He comes down at 8 o'clock. I gotta get up with them at 5:36. I don't know. I've never looked for any sex games on Steam, so I'll take your word for it. Now that said, I can go back to sleep after he comes down. What is 5 hearts under one roof? I don't know, it feels like you're setting me up for a Twitch service terms and service violation. That doesn't mean they didn't get terms and service violations. It just means they either snuck by or you don't know about it. You're not setting the game for that. Stream Elements just, it didn't do it anyway. It's like, nah, I'm not listening to you. Ba-dum-ba-dum-ba. Ba-ba-ba. Round 2. Okay, and we get 3 straight achievements for defeating round 1. Low, medium, and high speed, since I was doing it on high speed. Granted, the early rounds, high speed is actually very slow speed. I mean, technically, I suppose there's 5 hearts under the roof because Yoshi. There's a lot of heart cookies. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I remember having so much fun with this game in multiplayer mode when I was a kid. By the way, the Mega Man 1 through however many Robot Master race, do we just use splits to time it and then you just add the time at the end, or is it just kind of like, how would you do it if you have X amount of time to switch games? Please hold. I have to clear my notifications, they're driving me crazy. That's better. Harold ended up falling asleep on us. B-O-N-G. What? Is that a South Park thing? That was Family Guy. Bup, bup, bup. An H, an O, Another O. The Batman sign. And an F.
Minus Games asked me, should B-Dale 420 gaming
I read that
outsmoke
as
Snoop
Poop
Dogg
Dog,
or Willie
not
Nelson
Snoop Dogg.
in a pot smoking
Like, what?
contest? If not, who in chat could? Man, trying to outsmoke Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson is like trying to outcool Samuel L. Jackson. It's damn near impossible. Therefore, gaming better bring their A game and a whole forest of green to even stand a chance. As for the chat, unless someone here has lungs made of steel and an iron will, I'd say it's a long shot for anyone. But hey, never underestimate a determined soul with a dream.
Yes, my number one all-time dream, to be able to outsmoke Snoop Dogg or Willie Nelson. Gotta say though, Snoop Dogg, man, big hockey fan. I would absolutely love to just chill at a hockey game with Snoop Dogg, and I can only imagine how much fun that would be. He was, Snoop Dogg was all set and ready to buy the Ottawa Senators a couple years ago. And I think something with the Melnick family where they just didn't sell or whatever was going on, but he was part of a group that was ready to buy the Senators. 100%. I'd have to look it up. I'm pretty sure something happened where the Melnick family didn't sell, but Snoop Dogg was part of a group that was putting in a bid. That man loves his weed and he loves his hockey. Well, I mean, Ryan Reynolds owns a soccer team, so it's not like it's that crazy. Baker Mario, there's starting to be a lot more cookies on screen at the beginning of these levels. I really need you to move a little bit faster, bud. I'm an adept chainer, woohoo! Yeah, I saw that. Minus, did you see Steve Dangle going off about how he wants the Maple Leafs to get rid of Austin Matthews because he won gold with the American team? Yeah, let's get rid of a guy that can score 60-plus goals in a season because he won a gold medal with the U.S. team. It's like, okay, that makes total sense. The Ducks, believe it or not, are having a better season than they did past years, but they're not doing great. I said that to my brother, Crew, with how many years he's got left in his contract. I'm like, if you don't want him, ship him to the Rangers. You guys can have Zibanejad. Trade center for center. He lost to the American team, so you don't have to worry about taking him in Toronto. Meanwhile, I didn't see the stat line, but the Kings are 0-2 since getting Panarin. And they got blown out by Edmonton like 8-2 or something last night, so... I will say one thing I didn't like last night, crew, is that they booed Drury when they announced him as being part of the gold medal winning team. The administrative part. Alright, you don't like the direction he's taking the Rangers in, that's fine, but we're talking about the gold medal. And why are you booing the man? First of all. Secondly, the team doesn't suck because of Chris Drury. Like, everybody's so quick to blame the GM. It's not the GM. It's not. It's the guys on the ice. He gave them every tool, every opportunity to win. So, alright, you got some fans that are butthurt because he traded Kreider, and now he traded Panarin. They didn't like the return for Panarin. Like, alright, you sit in the GM chair. Let's see you get more back for Panarin than Drury did when the player has a full no movement clause and specifically said he would only waive it to go to one team. So you literally only have one team you could trade him to. Let's see you get more. Yeah, that's true. Most of them are drunk, but... That's why I play armchair GM all the time. But I would never boo the GM. I mean, not after, like, 4 years. Glenn Sather? Like, yeah, because he was there, like, 15 years and just couldn't get out of his own way. Guy had his head so far up his ass, he could see it out his own throat. But Drury took over in the 21-22 season, and in his first season in charge, they went to the conference finals. In his, what do you want to say, this is his 5th year in charge. 2 conference finals, yeah, bad first round exit and missed the playoffs, and now gonna miss it again. You would have taken that for sure. That's why I get kind of annoyed, right? 5 seasons. Conference final, first round exit, conference final, missed the playoffs, gonna miss the playoffs again. And most of the players he has, he inherited it from somebody else. Lafreniere's crappy development the first 2 years, that was on Jeff Gordon. Yeah, it's on Drury since, but this organization's problem is they don't know how to draft and develop talent. Not that the general manager is doing a bad job. Now, where I can say you can judge Drury and get to the point maybe where you boo him or whatever is the trade deadline next week. Right? Trocheck's got 3 years left at a very good cap hit. He's a very valuable piece and a hot commodity on the market. Now, if you trade him and you don't hold on to him, you need to get a Lions haul back. You just do. If you get an underwhelming return, then all bets are off, and I'm with the people that are booing you because the Panarin situation was different. He had a full no move. The Trocheck situation, you can make out like a bandit with him because you don't have to trade him. See, in my heart, I want to keep Trocheck. But in my mind, if they don't trade him, I don't see how they get better enough in the next 3 years. He's still under contract to do anything. Because my issue is there's no like elite level prospects in the Rangers organization. So if they don't draft them this year and they don't get enough back for Trocheck to replenish that prospect pool, by the time his contract's up, they're not going to have won anything. So as much as I'd love to keep him, unless they can move Zibanejad out and bump Trocheck up to a higher position, my brain is telling me you need to take advantage of the trade market value while you can. Now, again, that being said, if you can find a way to ship out Zibanejad and get rid of his salary, then I think, yes, you keep Trocheck for his leadership, his veteran presence, and the fact that you have enough salary cap space now and maybe a couple prospects for Zibanejad, who mathematically is having a decent season, despite Ranger fans knowing better that he's a lazy sack of you-know-what. Oh, I love Trocheck. It's just, I don't know. Like I said, I think sometimes I tend to think more in the mindset of a GM than a fan. Because I had no issue when they traded Kreider. For the amount of money he was making, his production, whatever. People are so pissed at Drury because they love Kreider and they didn't want to see him go. I looked at it, I was like, it's about damn time. Get him the hell out of here with his salary. Like, bye-bye. Guy would disappear for games at a time. But honestly, and there are fans that will answer the question differently. You know, because they like the players. I'm not a fan particularly of any one player. I'm a fan of the team. If you would have told me in like 2012, 2013, we could trade Henrik Lundqvist in his prime and guarantee 1 or 2 Stanley Cups, bye, Hank. See ya. Get out. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. And Lundqvist is a franchise goalie. Like, love the guy. I would have shipped his ass out of town so fast he couldn't blink. But if you ask that same question to a lot of fans, they'd say no. We love him, we want him here. It's not guaranteed, but we'll keep him and we'll take the chance because we want to win with him. Me? Nope. You're guaranteeing me a Stanley Cup? Bye. See ya. Yeah, and I guess, you know, seeing from the viewpoint of a GM and not a fan isn't really the way to phrase it. I think what I said after is more accurate, that I'm a big fan of the team, not of any one individual player. So I don't hold any loyalties to any one individual player. If trading one out is going to win me a championship, then yeah. Of course, there's never a guarantee, but that's just, you know, it's a way to express the point. And I mean, look at 94. People want to complain about Drury, right? But that's exactly what they did in 94. They traded Mike Gartner, for God's sake. Multiple-time 50-goal scorer. For what? For Stefan Matteau? And Esa Tikkanen? And, what is his name? The guy that played without a helmet from Edmonton. See, I wasn't old enough to remember the championship team, but... I had just turned 6. 2 days before they won the cup. So I had no freaking clue. And even if I did, because I watched with my dad, I just don't remember. But yeah, like, trading Mike Gartner, whatever, people were going nuts, and, you know, like you said, you were pissed too, but, like, I would have been like, yay, we won. Sorry, Mike. That said, though, I mean, obviously that move cost them their future, because the closest they came after that was 97, when they lost in the conference finals to... Flyers. Yes! Craig McTavish, thank you. Mr. Murderer. Yeah, because he was grandfathered in at that point. Because they also had Jeff Bukaboom, who I believe was from the Oilers, but he wore a helmet, from what I remember. No, 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 we're going too fast. Slow down, cookie machine! Oh, yeah, I mean, it's right in his name, Book of Boom. That stage was a little rough. Yeah, I mean, they might have had a better chance to make the finals again in '95 had it not been for the lockout. That kind of threw everything into a mess. You know, you had Brian Leach, Adam Graves, Alexei Kovalov, Sergei Zubov. You know, everybody remembers and talks so much about Brian Leach, but let's not forget, Sergei Zubov had more points than Leach did. And I think he was a rookie in '94. Zubov gets forgotten a lot of times because they traded him to... I don't remember if it was Dallas, or... Yeah, it was Dallas. It was Feder Tootin that they traded to Columbus, who I was thinking of a minute ago. Another promising young defenseman that they traded away. The Zubov move was, that was a stupid move. You know what else was a stupid move? A few years later, when for some reason they decided they were going to give up early on Manny Malhotra, and they traded him away. Oops. Yeah, Manny Malhotra was a super fast skater. I forget who they got back, but then there was the time they traded for Eric Lindros when he was concussion prone and well past his prime. And they traded for Peter Nedved well past his prime. When they traded for Pavel Bure well past his prime, then he got hurt. Never liked Lindros. Thought he was a jackass. Big guy, but a small, arrogant piece of shit. From the day he refused to play for Quebec to the day he retired, he was an arrogant son of a bitch. And he had no right to be, because as good as he was, He can never stay healthy. What the hell good are you to your team if you can never stay healthy and you're never in the lineup? And people put him up there with the all-time greats. Nope. I don't think he's even amongst the Flyers' all-time greats. He never stayed on the ice long enough to be. He was no Lemieux, he was no Yager. You want to look at big hulking guys? Scott Stevens with the Devils. Ty Domi. Like, I mean, he could score, but he was so... He didn't know how to play the game the right way for him. To keep himself healthy and in the lineup. And maybe it's not a popular thing to say. Maybe Philadelphia people would hate me. But if that dumbass could just stay healthy, the Flyers win a Stanley Cup with him. He was hurt too much. And to clarify, the reason I think he's dumb for it is because he played in an era where you were always 5 seconds from getting destroyed. Not that it was right, but that's the era they played in. And yet, he'd constantly skate with his head down. And then you wonder why Scott Stevens was able to light him up so many times. Like, I'm not saying it's right, like what Stevens did was right, but in that day and age of hockey, if you had your head down, you were getting demolished. You had to skate with your head up. Right? I mean, you watched back then, and you remember, like, how many times would an announcer or a coach or somebody come out and say, you know, you got to keep your head up. Head on a swivel out there. Like, that's how older time hockey was. And he never did it, so he never protected himself. Remind me, crew, later, or in like 10 minutes, when I sign off, to tell you my Derek Bugard story. It's NSFW, so I can't say it on stream. But I have a Derek Bugard story for you. I presume you remember him. I've seen a couple documentaries on him. And I feel bad for him and his family. did it to himself, but I really wish he would have stuck with the rehab. Because he was a good guy. And if he would have stuck with the rehab, I do think he'd still be alive today. I mean, of course, you know, easy for me to say, but hardcore painkillers, prescription painkillers, and alcohol are not a good mix. Oh no. I'm fucked. Alright, I'm gonna call it here for tonight. I'll pick this back up tomorrow after community game night. When I get to bed, since I gotta get up with the kids in the morning. Ba-na-na.